Master Grade New Gundam version KA. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs, 2Bs, gundam.tk, and you've already seen the introduction and the history leading up to the version KA's release of the new Gundam here, Amuro's final suit from Char's Counterattack. Now it's time to get inside the box and see what plastic goodness lies in store. It's inside the box we go now to be surprised, teased, and tantalized by what's contained within, starting with a whole bunch of stickers there, including lots and lots of silver, much more than you'd expect. Standard green scopes there and green eyes on a black background with another interesting sticker sheet down below there. You've got some white there that's going to give you a honkin' shield and the parts for the new Hyper Bazooka. The very nice dark navy blue here. Sometimes you can see that there's going to be some really raised parts on these. Sort of nice that they're banging them individually. But how about that? All new hands there that are going to look fantastic. The fin funnel parts on there in the white. Haven't seen if it's a different color of white yet. But here you can get some gray for the inner frame, including some massive parts there, it looks like, for the hips. The navy blue for the other parts of the fin funnels. You can imagine that we'll be getting those if you buy the double set. You can see the very nice orange here that's going to make up the rest of the body with a whole plate of clear parts there. More gray for the inner frame with an incredible amount of details there on the inside. And there it is. C2, you're going to be getting these nice custom beam sabers here. For the new Gundam, it actually says new right on there. More orange, that's just an incredible amount of orange. No seals, it looks like, done up there. And how about that? The A1 plate coming in green, shades of the new Unicorn Gundam when he gets all friendly in episode 6 like. And we're also going to be getting some more green in there, some polycaps, some white. I wonder if that's going to be providing the off-white there. And look at how bright and vibrant that red is. It pops out even through the plastic there. More polycaps, more off-gray it looks. And you can see gray before we finally get, yes, this is a plate down here, the Q plate for the Amuro custom mark. And there is the manual just sitting the right way. Unbagged, you can see that the colors here are just going to be popping with the navy blue, the off-white there, the bright red to go along with the orange and those great green plates. You can see that you're going to have a lot of gray, a very nice clear part down there to go along with the A, and some very cool bonuses like the new manipulators. No multicolored A plate, but who can complain when it's clear green like this with the A1 and A2 plates? You can see that these are going to be the parts that are going to be providing the inner frame for the shoulders and the limbs and things like that. But over here, you're going to have the unique parts, including this neck connector, and you can actually have the cockpit there. Would love to have a Sazabi one with a similar style, but sort of interesting that in the manual right away, they're saying X and X with a brand new kit with a properly labeled version KA written here on the plate. You've always got to wonder why they don't include that. This, I suppose you can just put in if you want the LED, but any guesses for this one? B1 and B2 positively pop here, as you can see. Again, all the parts that you're going to be needing for the fin funnels over there, and you can see that all of these parts are going to be provided in plastic. There's not an orange seal to be seen anywhere. Some incredible details here if you can make out where you're going to have all these thruster vanes, some round parts, and then we get into the unique parts over here for the B1 plates, where you've got the chest vents. It's a little bit disappointing that they're not done up in a better style, but you can go in there with some ink. Great looking V-fin, and it's actually got some jagged edges on it there. Very cool and non-child proof. You've also got the part down there for the waist section and for the second V-fin. Amazing that they've actually split it up into two different pieces with some more nice yellow parts, and this part here for the backpack. And all of this is a huge step up on the new HGUC, where those orange parts that are seals fall off every few minutes. A great looking C plate here, and similar to the advanced grades from Age, they're going with small plates as opposed to multicolored A1s. You can see where you're going to have the extra rounds for the new Hyper Bazooka over there, and you can also see the missiles that are going to be attached into the shield. You've got a goatee down there, which is not going to contain the eyes there, and then you've got all the key parts for the waist section, including on the back where it's got some very bright, vivid red. D1 and D2 here are going to have a drop of gray in them just to set them apart color-wise from the white that you're going to be getting on the other plates. Still great to have them real grade style, and you can see that there's going to be a few lining possibilities, although so far it doesn't seem like lining is going to be the dominant feature of this kit. But it seems like it's going to be detailed holes and cutouts. That definitely is. You can see the large part here for the back of the shield, the top of the beam rifle there. A lot of these parts are just absolutely massive in how much they protrude top and bottom, which is why they're great that they're bagged up individually there. But a lot of these things just have all these extra parts cut out, which is going to show off some of the clear green below them in some cases, and just generally well detailed all over. Identical F plates here, and this is where we start to get into things because they've already announced that there's going to be a double fin funnel expansion pack coming out. And with that, you can imagine that you're going to be needing the fin funnels, but you're not going to be needing things like an extra set of leg, armor, and feet. Anyway, to look at the details with here, you've got lining, which is pretty familiar. You've also got 2 holes there, which is hopefully going to do well, whether you're putting in effect parts or just closing them up and keeping them in place. Lots of little circles there if you want to go ahead and paint those. Some nice details on the insides of the funnels. And how about the bottoms of the feet, where you're going to have some nice colors sticking out there, and some cool looking brakes, nice rounded parts. And you can just see, again, that nice simple lining that's going to be around here, and perhaps even going to be utilizing seals instead of a lining marker. The G-plate brings us into the pure white over here, and you can still see that it's got some interesting parts to the construction. Just incredible the way that they're going to do the waist skirts here. You can see that you've got lines and nice little details over there, so you could put some in if you wanted to add a bunch of lining, but putting in that off-white piece should be great. And the incredible details here that are just going to go into all the skirts, phenomenal there. You can also see where you're going to have little cutout parts there for the front of the waist sections, some small detailed parts over here. You're going to have a seated Amuro and a standing Amuro, he of the MIA. Wonder if the end of Unicorn will change that in terms of OVA instead of the novels. But taking a look, how about those head parts there? Just absolutely incredible details that you could only dream of a few short years ago. From the front of the face there, hopefully it's going to keep all the num marks well concealed. And look at that, on the inside of the face, the Muse. It's always famous that it's going to have their 3 slits across its face instead of the standard 2. And the fact that it's actually performed by perforations as opposed to lining, just incredible details. And here you can see some other details that'll go into the chest. And over here, not a bad likeness for this scale. The H-plate is practically snow blinding here, as you've got some incredible details again to go along with the shield. You can just see that it's going to be a lot of edging as opposed to deep channels if you want to go ahead and do lining in a lot of these cases. But still, nice incredible details built in, like the fact that you're going to put some gray on the inside and it's going to show through, and you can have some nice parts up there and expose the missiles down at the bottom. The insides of the beam rifle, they even go so far as to put little tick marks on the inside there of the indents. The parts for the Hyper Bazooka are all looking good, the way you're going to put them together, and actually have some navy blue to differentiate them. And here, look at this for beam sabers, that you're actually going to be having multiple parts. They're going to have these pegs, which should fit into the manipulators quite well. They can sit in there, or they can roll out as needed. And there's a very nice looking part to the hilt. And otherwise, you're going to have a nice little set of weapons there for the tops of the bazookas. And you got to wonder, maybe this wouldn't be there for a heavy weapon system kit. Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. There's 2 of them there, but you can see that we're also going to have the ability to have these parts printed by Bandai for the double fin funnel set, where you're going to have the fin funnels themselves, but you don't need, of course, the parts for the rest of the body that you're seeing over there. The fin funnels themselves are just going to have a few little tick marks there sitting at an attractive, cocky 45-degree angle, which is all looking good, and you can see where you're also going to have the ability to plug things in down there. And to the rest of the parts for the actual body itself, the white armor is going to sit there. Again, some lining opportunities. Looks like you can pop some other colors on the top or inside of that. Simple lining kinds of things over here with just very, very simple channels and a few larger pieces, but it is still going to have those familiar little triangular tick marks that you can go and line it. Gotta say that green inner frame is a darn sight better than the orange that you see here on the regular Banshee. But nonetheless, there's lots more plates to talk about, so stick around for the next part. And as always, let me know what you think with a comment down below. See you next time, everybody. Bye. By Greek law, now that Bandai started making version KAs of the Greek-lettered Gundams, you know that Zeus will be angered if we don't get them all. But especially this guy.